Hey friends, and welcome to our Level Up Your Terrain series, where we hope to show you some inspiration from the diorama world to step up your terrain projects.
In this video, we're going to show you a few awesome products to add some dimension and visual interest to your area terrain without having to lift a paintbrush. Let's get creative.
One of the things I noticed, Kat, when I saw a piece of yours that had tufts on it for the first time is that you blended a variety of different colors and even some different heights of tufts.
I like blending tufts together, and it's super easy. It makes it so much better and so much more visually appealing. It breaks up your color, it breaks up your eye line. Yeah, I like it a lot. So
Kat, when you are working on terrain like this, a question that comes up a lot is, are you thinking about making the terrain more realistic looking, or are you more focused on just getting it to look good?
A little bit of both, honestly, because what looks good is usually what looks the most realistic. However, you know, you kind of want to throw in a little bit of fun details that might not necessarily look the most realistic, but it looks good to you.
It looks good.
Right, and so what you kind of want to avoid is something that, you know, we're obviously building natural terrain.
Right.
And you don't want it to look weird to you.
Right.
So realistic is how you avoid that, but if you're like, I want to place like a little flower patch here, do it.
Now, you were also showing me this interesting technique to give the leaves a little more texture. What are you doing here?
We took a scrap play mat, so anything that's like a neoprene backing, which would be like a mouse pad or, you know, your table mat, and I'm taking the end of a Sharpie or anything that's like rounded, and I'm just simply pressing the leaves into the mat using the rounded end of the Sharpie to give it some curl and some texture, because, you know, the leaves, we don't want them to be flat. We want them to look like they just fell off the tree. Right.
So I think in addition to our large leaves, something for them to kind of sit on top of is this flock. The trees are flocked themselves, and we can actually just flick some of the extra flocking off of them to create this. And the nice thing about this is you get the exact right colors because it's literally the same flock from the trees.
That's really interesting. Instead of going out to buy, you know, extra tubs of flock, you're just using what you have.
So this next step is maybe my favorite, the tall grass, the reeds. I think these just add such a striking look, and whenever somebody sees these for the first time, they're always enamored by them. These can be a little tricky to make. Talk to me about your approach.
Yeah, so I take them and I like the tapered ends of them, and so instead of cutting them and then gluing them down, I'm gonna fold them in half, cut them in the middle to the length that I want, and the ends give me these tapered looks, and then I will glue and then use some Instaset just because I don't want it to move.
This grass actually comes as a product. I know Woodland Scenic sells some, but if you can't find any, or you don't want to wait maybe to have something like this shipped to you, you can actually make these from brushes that you could just find at the hardware store.
So essentially what we're doing is breaking up the visuals by adding different textures, different colors, different height, and what this gives you is different things that your eyes can focus on, but you're not just like beelining straight for one thing.
Right.
And it helps give you just a more visually appealing look, rather than this is all one colored tuff or this is all one height tuff. These grasses are a little bit difficult to deal with, but
the reeds, the tall reeds.
Yeah, they make it worth it.
Yes, absolutely. I think that the height is the thing that appeals to me the most.
Everything ties together so beautifully, and it's also, you know, texturally, but also with the color palette that we're keeping to and stuff. So it just makes it that much better in terms of leveled up terrain.
Yep, exactly. Okay, Kat, I think we did it. This is so great. We took what was pretty much pre-made terrain, battlefield in a box. There's lots of this kind of stuff out here. And all we did was add small and pretty inexpensive tufts, the reeds, flock that was actually already on the trees.
Yeah.
And I think it like really takes it up a level.
Yeah, it honestly doesn't take a lot of time either. We did this pretty quickly, but also it was just a matter of knowing to go for different colors, different textures, and really build them up so that you can create fun, interesting viewpoints when you're looking at the terrain.
I agree, I love it. If you like this video, like and subscribe to Hobby Titans. And as we like to say around here,
Be kind to yourselves
be kind to each other.
and always be creating.